Today on Old Goyer Red Report, we're going to talk about our last regular season game where we won against Las Vegas Lights. But we'll take a look ahead to this Saturday's home playoff game against Swope Park Rangers. We'll do that right after this. What's up, everyone? Thanks for coming to Old Goyer Red Report. KCJ, of course, Mark Anthony with you. We're going to wrap up the regular season as Republic did win at home. And again, this is a supporters channel by the supporters for the supporters. So if you're new here, hit that subscribe, bang that bell at the bottom so you don't miss any of our content.
Thumbs up,
especially now with playoffs. Playoffs are now. So we enter the postseason. The regular season is behind us. We finish in second place on 65 points, so a great season.
Yeah.
Considering last year where our guys finished in 8th, this is a big step improvement for this season. But, the guys have been playing great recently, and it showed Saturday night at a very, very loud and wild Papa Murphy's Park. The crowd was into it.
Great atmosphere. Amazing atmosphere.
Republic get the win 1-0. I think it should have been a lot more than that.
Should have been way more. And there was at least 2. Harding scored at the very beginning. That counts. I don't care.
Yeah. I saw a goal in the first minute.
It went in the back of the net. I don't care how it happens. That's anyways.
Yeah, so a great tribute by the club, and awesome to see Matthew Harding out there as he made his professional debut.
Yeah, and shout out
that goal.
Got to shout out to TVB. They went wild when he scored. Great support from them. It was a great thing from the club. Great thing from TVB. Everyone involved. Great moment.
Yeah, awesome TVB. You guys were great on Saturday night. I think everybody in the stadium felt your energy, and you really brought something to the table that that no one else could have provided but you guys. So we appreciate that.
Good job, guys.
It was an awesome moment for me.
Yeah, it was good.
It was fantastic.
It was touching.
Yeah, and shout out to Las Vegas Lights, too, for participating, being good sports about it.
Very good sports about
it. It was just great scenes. So
yeah, absolutely.
We dive into the game. Our guys come out. We played really well. We should have scored early. We should have scored multiple times in that game. We do get the goal in the 55th minute with Iwasa.
Yeah.
After, 2 minutes prior, the keeper with that double save by Vegas.
Yeah. From the far end, we thought that was in. I don't know. I thought that was in.
Yeah, Matty Osic gets that first shot. He saves it. Yeah. Bijev cuts across inside the 6. You're thinking he's putting it in. He's tapping it home. Keeper comes up with a fantastic save to deny Bijev. So what were your thoughts before Iwasa does put us up 1-0? Were you really nervy about what you're seeing? I mean, obviously we were dominating, but were you thinking it's coming, or were you nervous we might draw this game and lose a chance of getting number 2 seed?
No, I didn't really have a big fear of Vegas going forward. They did have a couple half chances. They did have looks. I don't want to take away from what they did create. Not that they didn't do it all, but their back line was just full of holes. We were playing around them for most of the half. We talked about it in the stands. We should have had plenty of goals in that first half. There's no way it should have went 0-0 in that half. So I was a bit nervous until we got Iwasa's goal going into the second half. If we wouldn't have got the win, it wouldn't have been the biggest deal, but the second place does give us that second home game in the playoffs. So if we get through this first one, get to that second one, first place goes out. We can even get to the third game as a home game. So this is a great position to be in going into the playoffs. Iwasa does get that goal, though. Does get us in second. Secures that second place. Calm those nerves just a bit.
Yeah, and you could see early on why Vegas just bleeds goals every game because
absolutely.
Their defensive structure, it doesn't matter if they're playing 3 in the back, 4 in the back, there's so much space between their defenders and their midfielders. We saw our guys getting in behind. We saw Tainer playing balls over the top to guys.
Horde had a bunch of beautiful balls coming in.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of space. You could see that our guys were taking advantage, but they were not taking advantage of those opportunities by putting the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah, it's that final touch. We saw Matty Osic put one right at the keeper. Bijev had a couple great shots that were saved by the keeper, as you talked about before. And what worries me about that is against Las Vegas, we can take those opportunities and miss them and get the next one and just get 1 out of 8, 1 out of 10, and win. But when you're playing the Swope Park Rangers, who we've talked about before, that have great attacking potential, are very good at the wings, very good at crossing the ball in, you get a little bit more worried when you're not taking advantage of these early goals.
Absolutely. And in the playoffs, if you have a bad half, a bad 15 minutes, it could be the difference in your season.
Yeah.
It could be the difference of not putting in that goal in the 6-yard box, or ending the game with 1 goal, but if you would have scored twice, you don't go into extra time, you don't go into a shootout situation where it's 50-50.
Yeah, and that's a toss-up always.
You want to make it easy as possible. You don't want to get in these games, especially now with our guys having the chance to play at home for at least 1 game. You don't want an opposing team to come in and feel confidence because the boys in Old Glory Red aren't taking advantage of those opportunities, right?
And they'll see it as a team that they know that even if they give them a couple of chances, they're not going to take them. They have those, they can make those few little errors in the back and still go forward confidently. Swope Park has not been the best defensive team either, so they will have that worry that the Republic will put a ball in against them. So,
yeah, absolutely. So, Vegas, they didn't have too many chances. They did have that nervy opportunity at the end of the game, where the guy tried to hit that volley on the far post. He was a little off balance. He didn't get a good swing on it. So it falls real nicely right to Cohen, and the game is over at that point. But, to wrap it up, I thought the guys played really well. I thought the energy was good. Obviously, we've talked about it. The finishing touch was not there. But Owasa was there. He gets his 17th goal of the season.
Absolutely.
What do you take from his season? 17 goals on the year for Cameron Owasa.
This guy likes to play for Sacramento. When he comes and he's playing in that jersey, he does well and he performs well. And it's not just the goals that he puts in. He puts in an effort all around the pitch. He drops back into that midfield. He picks the ball up. He moves it forward. We saw him muscling with guys to hold the ball up a few times. So it's not just the goals he puts in, but it's the assists he gets. It's the work off the ball he does and the runs off the ball he makes to get those free headers in the box and things where he's got that goal. Like today, Isley puts it back on Saturday. Isley puts it back in. He's in the right place. He's done the right moves to get where he needs to be to score that goal. So
yeah, and I think we saw him playing in a deeper central midfield position than we have all season.
Sitting behind Espino.
On Saturday night. He was playing as a true center midfielder, with injuries that we've had, with guys out like Jeremy Hall and Emery Clementa out on international duty. He's just a guy that you could put anywhere on the field, and you expect him to perform well. Again, the goal, the cross comes in from Horde. Isley, great decision by knocking the ball down and not trying to hit it on goal himself, because I don't think there was enough power behind the cross.
And he's kind of falling back as he does it.
So perfect center forward move where he just head the ball down. Ryan Owasa's run, he bangs it in the back of the net. I think he hit the crossbar on the way in or the roof of the net. But it was a nice.
The roof of the net was top corner.
It was very aesthetically pleasing to see that ball hit the back of the net.
It was very pleasing.
But a great season for Owasa. It was nice to see Isley contribute in this game after having a tough game in his last game. Now we should talk about Swope Park Rangers, our first round opponent. Was your man of the match Owasa, though, before we jump into that?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Owasa again. I think Matty Asik had a good game. I think BJ had another good game, but Iwasa's just the guy that's doing the work for us right now, so you got to give him all that credit.
I will give Owasa the man of the match, too, because he was put into a center midfield role. Of course, he likes to play higher up the field, but he still finds a way to score a goal. It doesn't matter where you put the guy, he puts the ball in the back of the net. So he's the player of the game, for me, man of the match. And as we head into the Swope Park game, they're not the team that I would prefer to play this round, if I'm being completely honest with you.
Would have liked to see St. Louis over them, for sure.
You talked about something. They do give up a lot of goals.
They do.
So, with that being said, I thought when we played them, even though we had a quote-unquote comfortable win, I thought it was a little bit tougher than the score let on. Their center backs really gave Isley all he could handle in that game. I don't know if that's the best matchup for him.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we see a different lineup. Maybe put Owasa back up top.
Yeah.
Now we're going to get
beside him like they used to play, the 4-4-2.
Maybe so. I think we're getting Hall back, so we'll probably see Owasa go back up to a forward,
maybe
or
4-1-4-1.
Yeah, or an attacking mid position. But what's your feelings when we were watching the game? We were watching Phoenix draw that game, and we figured out we were going to get the number 2 seed, and then the following day we figured out we're playing Swope. What was your initial thoughts when we knew our opponent was Swope?
I feel like, we just beat him at home not too long ago. Like you said, it wasn't the most comfortable win in the world. They do have some fast pace out on the wings, and we saw Blackwood be able to get on the ball. He didn't do that much for us, but, he did it. He's been doing it well there, I guess. So, there's worries. There's worries. Like I said, I would have rather seen St. Louis. How about yourself?
I am worried because I think Swope, of the 3 teams at the bottom of the playoffs, so St. Louis, Swope, and Timbers too, I think Swope has the most firepower.
They do.
So it's concerning because...
Belmar, Barry, Blackwood.
It's concerning because no matter what type of game we get on Saturday, I think those 2, especially those wingers, Belmar and Barry, they're going to put a lot of stress on Gomez and Horde.
Absolutely.
We saw Gomez have his hands full last game. He got beat a couple times. To his credit, he got back a couple times when he got beat. But you can tell that those guys are different types of wingers than what Gomez and Horde are usually facing in the USL.
Yeah, well, in last game, Espino was playing out, I believe, on the right in front of Gomez, and they kept kind of bypassing him with a good pass. He wasn't really playing the best positional play, so I think they kept catching him out on that side a lot. They, even when we switched sides, they switched over to keep going on that same side. So
yeah, and we talked about it. I mean, Haji Berry, 17 goals, 4 Swope, 5 assists. Carlton Belmar, 10 goals, 5 assists. Tyler Blackwood, 7 goals, 3 assists. Pretty much, I would say more than half of their goals are coming from those 3 players. And you'll see, they'll be pacey on the wing. Yeah. They got some size with them. They're not just fast.
No,
they're
both
strong
Belmar
players.
and Barry are tall, too. They got some length on them. So
yeah, so a guy like Gomez, who's short in stature, he has his hands full not just with the athleticism, but also the size and the strength of those opponents.
Absolutely.
So we head into this game, but we know that Swope can give up goals. They gave up 53 goals on the season. They scored 52, which, when you put that in relation to what our guys did, 47 goals scored, only 32 against. It's a difference of 21 in the goals against department. So you know that Swope can be beaten in the
Cohen.
Yeah, so what do you see from their back line? Do you think that they'll change anything up from the last time that we played them?
I don't, because we didn't really have great opportunities that day except for the goal we took. It wasn't like we were just dominating them in possession. We were dominating them in our offense. I think they
made that crucial mistake, which led to our first goal.
Yeah, like I don't feel like we pressured them enough to make them think they need to rechange the whole game plan. They're going to probably come with a very similar game plan that they did last time.
I will say, if I was the coach of Swope Park, I would be trying to play a very conservative game, especially early on, because we saw them knocking the ball around in their defensive third. They were real casual about it. They were fine until they weren't fine, and they give up that goal. And you know how it is in this game. Goals change games.
Absolutely.
So when that goal happens, Swope went from feeling like pretty comfortable about the game going on. Then they give up a goal. They're down 1-0 on the road. Then you're like, oh, now you're chasing the game, right? Yeah. So with that being said, would you see them having maybe being coached to not possess the ball so much out of the back, maybe playing more direct this next game?
I could definitely see that. I could definitely see them wanting to play more of a sitting back in 2 blocks of 4, maybe not getting the backs up as much, trying to stay more steady because, the coach will also be looking at Republic has a poor penalty record. Mm-hmm. A poor. If they want to take this game to penalties, then they know they can probably beat us there because we've been really poor at it.
That is something that is a very good point that you bring up. Something that is very
But we do have Cohen on the other side that they have to think about, and he's saved quite a few this season. So
we have Cohen, and that's always a fantastic thing to have the better keeper, I believe, in a situation like that. But you want to have confident kick takers, We
do not have that.
And if you're giving me the choice of confident kick takers or the stronger goal in the shootout, I would take the kick takers because you're going to see 5 of them.
Well, and the likelihood of the keeper saving it, even one of the best keepers in the world, is very low. It's just a statistical fact.
A great shot beats a great guess save, right? Yeah. Like every time. Like you put it in the corner, up high, you roof it or something like that. Nobody's saving it. Not De Gea, not anybody. So
I could see maybe Swope Park's coach coming in and saying, hey, look, if we can take it to a 0-0 draw, we have a better chance at winning maybe that way. But I just honestly don't think so. I think they're going to go for it. They have some great attacking potential. I think they're going to try to win this game.
I think you're right, and we've seen them play a 4-1-4-1. They've played a 4-2-3-1. I think that we're going to see, no matter what the lineup sheet says for Swope on Saturday, I think we're going to see more of like a 4-3-3 where they play their wingers high, but they don't really commit too many numbers forward because of the counterattack and things like that. I think they'll play, like with 2 holding mids, 4 in the back. Maybe those outside backs will get up every once in a while, but I don't think that'll be part of their game plan going in.
Yeah, and that's very well.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how they approach it because I thought when they came in, they looked confident, and then they were knocking the ball around. They lose the ball, we score, then things change. But then they scored 2. They almost scored again when Blackwood was offside. But, I think there's going to be goals in this game, man. I really do.
I do, too. What do you think for the scoreline?
I think the scoreline will be 3-2. I think Republic will win with either a late goal or an extra time goal. I think that it's going to be a very nervy game. And I think the first 15 minutes will show exactly what we need to see from us. If we come out timid, it could be a long night. If we come out on the front foot, if we press them high because they can lose the ball in the back, I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, I think we have to come out with our strong team. Obviously, we want to make sure our players are ready to go. I'm going to go with the 2-1. I think it will have goals in it. I think it'll be very similar to last time. Both teams will have a little bit of possession. We'll play it back and forth. I'm really hoping the guys can just put it in the back of the net a couple times, get us the 2-1.
What do you think the predicted lineup will be for our guys?
I think we're going to have
Cohen.
Cohen, yeah. Start at Cohen. We'll have Clementa, Horde, Gomez, and Tainter in the back. You'll have Hall sitting in the middle, probably with Partain. Coach likes Espino, so I'm going to say he's probably going to put Espino in. I would rather see Matiasic come into that. Mm-hmm. And then up top have like Bijev, Isley in the middle, and Iwasa over on the side.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think we'll see. I have the same back line that you have. I do have Jeremy Hall, of course, in the middle with Partain. This is where it gets tricky, though. I know Bijev will be in the game. I know Iwasa will be in the game. But I don't know if Iwasa will be behind Isley or Isley will be on the bench with Iwasa at the forward position.
I said Isley, it'll be Bijev up. Iwasa up top, Bijev out on the side.
Gotcha. So you're thinking like a 4-2-3-1, something like that?
Yeah, or a 4-1.
Like we've been playing.
Yeah, or even a 4-1-4-1 where he plays Iwasa up top alone and lets the guys run behind him a little bit.
I think Matiasic will start. I think he's been playing pretty well. I think we'll see Alamon come on to the game in the second half. But, I like Iwasa to be up top. That other midfielder, though, I'm not sure. Maybe we see Alamon or Matiasic tucked into that, center attacking mid role.
That's what I would like to see.
And then maybe the other one on the wing. So maybe they all start.
Yeah, maybe.
You never know. For me, it's either Isley starts and Alamon or one of the two. So we'll see.
Yeah, put your comments below who you think would be the starting 11. Not coming up in too long. We're going to put out our end of the season awards for the end of the
we'll do it
after
the season, right?
Yeah, at the end of the regular season. Okay. So look out for that coming out. And we also are going to have another Republic Talk coming out very soon. So look out for that as well. Yeah,
absolutely. If you haven't subscribed, hit that below. It's playoffs. Your friends, family, maybe they don't go to all the games, but they're going to go to this Saturday's game. They want to be up to date, up to speed on what to expect on Saturday night. Share this video. Get their eyeballs on it because, if you go to a game, you always want to know who's playing. Yeah. It's like getting the program. Instead of getting the program on Saturday, just get our video.
Yeah, absolutely. You can also check us out on Facebook at the Old Glory Red Report, Twitter, Old Glory Red, Instagram, Old Glory Red as well. So head over to any of those and check them out.
And last thing, I hope we see all of you Saturday night ready to go. The crowd was great on Saturday, but I know we can get even better than that. So I think it's going to be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope to see everyone out there.
Yeah.